Hey, it's Dr. Ganatra, and in this one, I'm gonna go over the 2 parts of every appointment that you have to master. You know, if you don't get these down, then it's gonna be bad news for your patients because it's gonna be a horrible first impression on your end, and you're gonna leave your patients feeling like, why did she do that? Why did he say that? What did he do? So you don't wanna get these 2 parts confused. These are so key. And here's the thing. When you have a tough patient in your office and you're moving patient to patient, chair to chair, like I was doing like 20 patients in a day, boom, 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 boom. And you have to make that mental switch to get to the next patient. And sometimes the patient before you like said something lame or kind of was just a tough patient and it just like shifted your perspective and your mindset and kind of threw you off. These are the 2 parts you need to focus on. And I'm going to give you a strategy, a simple strategy that you could use to recenter yourself. So that way you're ready for that next patient. So the 2 parts of any appointment, the first is the beginning or the welcome or the walk-in into the room for that appointment. When you walk into a room to see a patient, you gotta bring the presence, you gotta bring the energy, you have to be smiling. You have to bring the buoyancy, the lightheartedness, and that sense of just warmth into the room. And you can't bring that in if you're trailing into the room all the other stuff you just went through with this other patient, and or if you're on the phone and you're walking in, you can't bring that into the room. You got to be fully present when you walk in, and you have to say their name. So that first part is the welcome. It's the introduction. Even if you've met the patient 100 times, when you walk in, you're setting the tone, the energy for the entire appointment. Now, if you don't think this is true, just try it next time. Walk into the room and just have a different tone. Have a different vibe going on. It's going to set the tone for the whole entire appointment. So if you want to make it easy, walk in with the right tone, the right energy, the right vibe for that appointment. All right? So that's part 1. Now, the second part of any appointment that's so important is the ending or the goodbye, right? How you say goodbye, how you leave things, how you end the conversation, like frames the entire appointment. A simple way to end something is to summarize and endorse what you just did. So it makes the patient feel empowered. And you have to utilize some of their kind of fears. Sometimes they were concerned about something. You have to go back and support and reaffirm that, you know, it's going to be fine. And you have to also summarize what you did that's going to actually help their situation. You know what? It's good that you got this done. You're endorsing them. You know, because if you didn't get it done, what we've seen is that usually these things turn into X, Y, and Z. So I'm so happy you got it done. You should be proud of yourself for getting this done. And in the next appointment, here's what we're going to do. And here's what I want you to keep track of in the next few days, or just keep an eye on this tooth. If it bugs me, let me know, reach out. But I'm so thrilled you got this done. You should be proud of yourself. So you're endorsing it. You're helping them feel good about getting it done. You're summarizing what you did. You're leaving that appointment in a positive, empowering frame. Look, when people feel empowered and they feel positive, they're more likely to come back to you. And you may be thinking, gosh, Ranesh, how can I do the welcome tone and bring the vibe, bring the energy? And then after this 2-hour-long appointment, this hour-long appointment, how am I going to be so like peppy and energetic to kind of leave the appointment well? Well, what if I told you that those 2 things make such a difference in how your patients see you and how they feel about you at home? And those 2 things actually make such a big difference in whether or not they're likely to refer their friends and family to you as well. If you want to change the whole feeling of you and your practice and your brand with your patients, dial out the beginning and the end of every appointment, right? Some doctors walk their patients out, open the door. I'd love to walk my patients out to the front office. I kind of, let them know, they did great, and it's always something positive, right? Now, here's the thing. What happens when you were stuck and you were in a bad place because the patient before that one made you feel horrible or they threw you off? What do you do there? Well, I'm going to give you a simple way to reset and recenter yourself before walking into the room for that, intro or the welcome or the good vibe section of the appointment. A simple way is this. if you see a patient that threw you off, and this is something that I've used all the time, I go in, I do a quick reset, I go into the staff lounge. I may even go into the restroom. I go into a closed place where it's just me, and I simply just take 3 breaths. And then I jump around. I just move my body, I take a few breaths, and sometimes I'm looking in the mirror. Sometimes I'll tell myself, hey, I can do this, I got this. Whatever works for you. I'm moving my body, I'm taking a few breaths, I'm jumping around, and I'm resetting, and I'm like shedding off the energy from the previous patient, especially if they were a tough one. Shed that energy off, because I don't want that to follow me into the room, the next patient. So try that. Go into the lounge, go into the bathroom, go wherever you have to go, and shut off that energy from that patient that was just a little raw, that was a little rough, and it just didn't go your way. Just shut it off. Walk into the new patient with a new vibe, new energy, and if you do this, you'll see that you'll bring the best of you to every single appointment, and you'll end those appointments in an empowering way, so your patients will leave feeling so good about what they did and so confident in what you presented and delivered and treated them with, all right? So I hope this one helped. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Like it, share it with your colleagues, and as always, I will see you in the next one. Live inspired.